Hello, thank you for watching my presentation. I'm John Wright. That's how you can get a hold of me up there, John at business-insight.org. Send me an email after this if you need to. Happy to receive it, happy to reply to you. 28 years ago, I found myself playing as a professional golfer in a pro-am. And one of the guys I was playing with was a very big business personality. And he said to me after about 16 holes, "Look, John, you're doing all right at this, but you ain't never going to make any money at it. So why don't you go to university, get yourself a business degree, and then get hold of me, and I'll show you the ropes of how to be a consultant and later on a mentor." I've been doing that now for 27 years. And during that time, I've worked right across the board with different customers across different industries at different scales. Right now, I'm working with an HR professional up in Scotland who wants to get from 150,000 for his sole tradership up to 220, 230,000 perhaps next year. We're online to do that. I've gone right across from that sort of level up to a motor dealership in Yorkshire who last year for the first time did 100 million, actually just over 100 million. So that's the sort of scales I'm working at. Micro SME businesses. Business Insight was formed by me all those 27 years ago. But there's just me left now because the other two have retired. They're happy on the beach and on the golf course. I did try to retire, but it lasted about a week for me. I need the buzz of industry, I need the buzz of business, I need the buzz of helping people. So my promise, I will help you grow your business. And at the same time, and by the way, this to me is the most important part of the promise, at the same time, I will help you reduce the work and stress loads on the principles. Okay, let's take a closer look at it. If you're going to grow your business, the first thing that you need to realize is you don't know what you don't know. And the way to find out what those gaps are, where those gaps are, I should say, is to reach out to experts. And you may well be thinking, well, I don't know any experts. How am I going to find some experts that can fit in with the resources that I've already got? Well, the answer is right there for you. About 12 months ago, I formed a private network called the BI Network, and that's the address to get onto it. And on there, you will find, I think, about 85 experts across all sorts of different fields who are ready, willing, and able to help you get to know what you need to know. That should show you what your core issues are and what your capabilities are to match those core issues. And most people, when I work with them, say to me, "Oh, we just need more cash." No, that's rarely the answer. You need to build a master business plan. And that master business plan will include things like an executive statement and a vision statement, a financial plan, and a marketing plan. And from there, you will develop a how the heck are we doing it plan, and develop a plan for action. Once we've done that, you will start to see your turnover grow. But if you don't do the second part of the promise, you're going to swamp your staff, you're going to stress them out, and more importantly, you're going to stress yourself out way too much. Next stages that you need to do is to automate your systems. I'll talk about that in a moment. And then you need to turn your staff into your team. I'll talk about that in a moment. And then you need to evaluate all of that, improve it, and go again. Okay, so now we're really getting to the heart of the matter. You've raised your turnover, but how are you going to reduce the stress and the workload from yourself, first of all, later on your staff, when you've got more to do? Well, one of the answers is automate your systems. And these days, we've got some brilliant business management systems and also AI bots that you can use to get you through those mundane tasks like writing letters, chasing up accounts, and all the rest of those things. That business management system will include an ERP, a CRM, stock control, accounts, etc., etc. And it needs to be cross-platform and all connected, and that will then throw up an audit trail, which is so vital if you've got ISO or if you want to get ISO. Now, I'll give you an example how these automated systems can work. I was doing consultancy for a carpet factory up in Lancashire. Quickly discovered that one of their biggest bugbears, one of the biggest problems for them, is that they would load the van up and send carpets down to, say, Southampton, and they'd forgotten to put a piece on. And that was a disaster for them because they had to resend it. It was a disaster for the retailer because he had to ring up Mrs. Jones and tell her they're not coming on Monday. It was a disaster for Mrs. Jones because on Monday she booked the day off and now she got to change that. And of course it was a disaster for the fitters because they had to reschedule what they were doing to get back and do that. So the way we fixed it was we developed a system that could pull in the purchase orders, and then we loaded the carpets onto the van using a scanner barcode. And before that van was allowed to leave, we then ran a quick comparison between what the purchase orders demanded and what was on the van. That would give the warehouse manager the opportunity to stop the van and say, no, you're not going yet. We'll get that carpet from wherever it was. Or if there's a problem with it, we'll ring up the retailer right now. Now, once we'd got that stuff on the van, we could then go push a button and turn it into a delivery note, which we could send down to the retailer. Once we got a delivery note, we could push a button and we could put the prices on. Now we've got an invoice. And once we've got an invoice, we can now push a button and we can send it up to accounts. And once we've got it into accounts, we can then push a button that says, reconcile this account after 30 days. And if the money hasn't been paid, generate a dunning letter. That stopped them messing up all this problem at the time, missing carpets, and it took lots and lots of pain and stress and work from all the team. Okay, so now you've learned how to grow the turnover and the profit of your business. You've learned how to back some of the work and stress load of your staff. What's required now is making sure that this is an ongoing situation. The way that that's achieved is through your leadership development skills. And when I think about leadership development, I think about John Adair and Daniel Goleman. John Adair, with his military, identified a task and then communicated to the individuals using SMART, specific, measured, achievable, relevant and timed, and how to delegate. That's not to say you abdicate. You always have to be there for people. You always have to work with people. Daniel Goleman was a champion of emotional intelligence, and that includes things like your empathy, your development programs, clear reward for the individuals, and succession. Okay, so let's summarize this thing. First of all, I spoke about people generally don't know what they don't know, and the problem with that is they don't know what they're missing. So the first protocol I would suggest would be to go and look on that website. There's a section up there, top right hand side on a tab, which says Ask the Experts. I would go on there and I would ask the experts. That should help you develop your plan for action. And from there, you can then start to automate your systems. Again, there are people on that website who can help you do that, who can help you understand that. And also leadership development. That will give the ongoing capacity for the business because it's not just about you. It can't be just about you. You have to turn your staff into your team. Now, I realize that they won't ever be as highly motivated as you are, but you can get them close. This was just a surface look. For further help on one or all of this presentation, just send me an email. I'm happy to reply to you. I'm happy to talk to you. Or give me a message on WhatsApp and we can go through your specific requirements. Thanks for watching this. I hope it helps you.